You know that feeling when you're just not as regular as you used to be? Maybe it's been a few days, and things aren't moving the way they should. You're not alone. Constipation is something so many of us deal with as we get older, and it can really put a damper on your day, or even your week. But here's the good news. You don't always need to reach for a laxative. In fact, there are simple, natural foods packed with fiber that can get things moving better than any over-the-counter remedy. And the best part? They're probably already in your kitchen. Today we're going to talk about 5 fiber-rich foods that can help ease constipation gently and effectively. These aren't just any foods. They're the ones that really work, the ones that have been helping people for generations. And I'll explain exactly why they're so good for you, how to use them, and even some easy ways to add them into your meals. No complicated recipes, no expensive supplements, just real wholesome food that does the job. Now, before we dive in, let's talk about why fiber is so important, especially as we age. You see, our digestive systems slow down a bit over time. Things don't move as quickly as they once did, and that can lead to discomfort, bloating, and yes, constipation. Fiber acts like a broom for your insides, sweeping everything along and keeping things running smoothly. But not all fiber is the same, and that's why choosing the right foods makes all the difference. So, let's start with the first food on our list, one you've probably known about since you were a kid, but might not be eating enough of: prunes. Now I know what you're thinking. Prunes? Really? But hear me out. Prunes aren't just an old wives' remedy. They're backed by science. They contain a natural sugar called sorbitol, which helps draw water into your intestines, softening things up and making them easier to pass. Plus, they're loaded with fiber. Just a handful can give you a good boost. The best way to use them? Try soaking a few in warm water overnight and having them in the morning with breakfast. Or, if you're not a fan of the texture, you can blend them into a smoothie. Simple, effective, and no harsh side effects. Now, the second food is one you might not expect, but it's a real powerhouse when it comes to digestion: chia seeds. These tiny seeds might not look like much, but when they soak up water, they form a gel-like substance that helps keep everything moving smoothly through your system. They're also packed with omega-3s, which are great for your heart and brain. The easiest way to use them? Stir a tablespoon into a glass of water. Let it sit for about 10 minutes until it thickens, and then drink it down. You can also sprinkle them on yogurt or oatmeal. Just be sure to drink plenty of water with them. They need it to work their magic. And that brings us to our third food: lentils. These little legumes are a fantastic source of fiber, and they're so versatile. Whether you like them in soups, stews, or even as a side dish, they're an easy way to add a big fiber boost to your meals. Unlike some other beans, lentils are gentle on the stomach, so they're less likely to cause gas or bloating. Try adding them to a vegetable soup or mixing them with some rice for a simple, satisfying dish. Your digestive system will thank you. Now, we've covered 3 fantastic foods so far: prunes, chia seeds, and lentils. And each one can make a real difference in how you feel. But we've got 2 more to go, and they're just as important. So, let's keep going and talk about how you can make these foods a regular part of your routine. Because consistency is key when it comes to staying regular. Now that we've talked about prunes, chia seeds, and lentils, let's move on to our 4th fiber-rich food. One that's probably sitting in your fridge right now, but doesn't always get the credit it deserves: apples. That's right. A simple, everyday apple can work wonders for your digestion. You've heard the saying, "An apple a day keeps the doctor away," and when it comes to constipation, there's some real truth to that. Apples are packed with a special kind of fiber called pectin, which acts like a gentle regulator in your gut. It helps add bulk to your stool while also keeping things soft. Exactly what you need when things feel sluggish. But here's the key. Don't peel them. The skin is where a lot of that good fiber lives, so enjoy them whole. If biting into a crisp apple is a little tough on your teeth, try slicing it up and sprinkling a little cinnamon on top. Or, for something warm and soothing, cook them down into applesauce. Just skip the extra sugar. Either way, you're giving your body a natural boost that's way better than relying on harsh laxatives. Now, our fifth and final food might surprise you, because it's not something we usually think of as a constipation remedy, but it absolutely is. Oats. A comforting bowl of oatmeal isn't just a hearty breakfast, it's one of the best things you can eat for your digestive health. Oats are loaded with soluble fiber, which absorbs water and forms a soft gel in your intestines, making everything move along more smoothly. And unlike some processed cereals, oats are gentle on your system, so they won't cause any unpleasant surprises. The best part? Oats are incredibly easy to prepare. If you're short on time in the mornings, try overnight oats. Just mix rolled oats with milk, or a dairy-free alternative. Maybe a spoonful of chia seeds, and let it sit in the fridge overnight. By morning, you'll have a ready-to-eat meal that's both delicious and good for your gut. Or, if you prefer something warm, cook them on the stove with a little extra water to keep them soft. Add a handful of berries or a drizzle of honey, and you've got a breakfast that'll keep you feeling full and regular. Now, while these 5 foods, prunes, chia seeds, lentils, apples, and oats, are fantastic for easing constipation, there's one more thing we need to talk about. Water. You see, fiber can't do its job properly if you're not drinking enough fluids. Think of it like this. Fiber is the broom, but water is what helps it sweep everything through. Without enough hydration, all that extra fiber can actually make things worse, leaving you feeling even more backed up. So, how much water should you be drinking? A good rule of thumb is to aim for at least 6 to 8 glasses a day. But listen to your body. If your mouth feels dry or your urine is dark, that's a sign you need more. And don't worry, it doesn't all have to come from plain water. Herbal teas, broths, and even water-rich foods like cucumbers and melons can help keep you hydrated. At this point, you might be wondering, how soon will I notice a difference? Well, everyone's body is different. But if you start adding these foods into your meals consistently, along with plenty of water, you'll likely feel a change within a few days. The key is to be patient and give your body time to adjust. After all, natural solutions work with your system, not against it, so the results might not be as instant as a laxative, but they'll be gentler and longer lasting. Now, before we wrap up, let's take a quick look at how you can combine these foods into your daily routine. Maybe start your morning with a bowl of oatmeal, topped with sliced apples and a sprinkle of chia seeds. For lunch, a hearty lentil soup with a side of whole grain bread. And in the afternoon, a few soaked prunes as a snack. Small, simple changes like these can make a world of difference without any drastic overhauls to your diet. So, we've covered all 5 foods, plus the importance of water, and how to make them work together for better digestion. But there's still one more thing we need to discuss. How to keep this going long-term, so you never have to worry about constipation again. And that's exactly what we'll talk about next. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, what if I try all this and still have trouble? That's a fair question. While these foods help most people, there are times when constipation can be a sign of something else, maybe a medication you're taking, or a health condition that needs attention. If you've made these changes for a few weeks and still aren't seeing improvement, it's always a good idea to check in with your doctor. They can help rule out other causes and make sure you're on the right track. But for most of us, these simple natural foods really can make all the difference. And the best part, you're not just helping your digestion, You're nourishing your whole body. Fiber is great for your heart, your blood sugar, even your mood. So when you focus on eating these foods, you're doing so much more than just easing constipation. You're taking care of yourself in a way that lasts. So let's recap. Prunes, chia seeds, lentils, apples, and oats. 5 delicious, easy-to-find foods that can help keep you regular without harsh laxatives. Drink plenty of water. Start with small changes and find ways to make these foods a natural part of your day. It's not about perfection. It's about progress. And every little step you take is a win for your health. I'd love to hear from you. Have you tried any of these foods for constipation? Did you notice a difference? Share your experiences in the comments below. Your tips might help someone else who's struggling. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more simple, practical advice to help you feel your best at any age. Remember, good health isn't about drastic changes or quick fixes. It's about the small, everyday choices that add up over time. So here's to feeling better, one bite at a time. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.